Hello, my friends. It's Ranger Russ at the Meggs Point Nature Center, getting ready to do another great program for you. Hopefully you think it's great. Right now, the thunderstorms have not reached us yet. It actually cleared up and it's drying out a little bit. So I thought we'd have thunderstorms by now, but we're having some pretty good weather. So if you want to come out and visit Connecticut State Parks, they are open. If it's crowded though, go and find a state forest. Also, there are miles and miles, over 300 miles of blue blaze trails across the state of Connecticut that are run by the Connecticut Forest and Park Association. You can hike those trails, and there are lots and lots of land trusts that have beautiful hiking trails. So take advantage of all the trails that are out there. Get out, get some exercise, and visit some new places within Connecticut, because that's the advantage of something like this where we're not sure when we're going to be able to gather together in big groups. Go out with your family and find some place without a lot of other people and enjoy it. So today we're doing a Native American game. And the Native American games taught you lessons. Typically, they taught you something. Many of the games had to do with hunting or things that the community had to do, and they were beneficial for the village. This game is sort of a math game. It teaches you to add things up, and it teaches you to remember as well, which is an important thing. So what you're going to need for this game is you're going to need some markers, okay? Sharpies, whatever marker you have. You would want some paint, preferably some white paint. This used to be white. It's a little creamy color now. I'm going to show you a little trick. If you don't have white paint, something that works even better than white paint for this application is whiteout. A little bit of whiteout, it dries fast and it stays on the rock really well. So some whiteout if you don't have paint. Then you're going to have to go outside and find some stones. So we've got some stones here. You want them flat on two sides. Okay, you want them to land on one of the two sides. So this side here isn't really flat enough. It's typically not going to land on that one. That's a good one. This one, even though it has a ridge on that side, it's going to land on two. Okay. So you're just going to want to go outside, see if you can find some rocks. Hopefully you don't have to dig a hole to find them. This is New England. There are rocks everywhere on the surface and everything. So once you have collected your 4 rocks, now also you want them to be about the same size. So about the same shape and size works best. Then, it's very simple. You take your whiteout or your white paint, whichever you have, shaking up the whiteout. And here, why don't I angle the camera down so you can watch what I'm doing here. Okay. So you take the whiteout, and you get it all over your fingers. And you apply it to one side of the rock. Okay? You're going to do that with all 4 of your rocks. So each of your rocks will have white on one side. Then you're going to want to let the rock dry. Because for the next part, you need the whiteout to be dry. Now, the amount of area that you cover depends on what you're going to decorate your rock with. If you're only going to do a very small decoration, you don't need to do the entire rock white. But if you want to, I probably should have said this before, you're probably going to want to wash your rocks and dry them out with a towel or something so they're not really dirty before you start painting them. So after you've got your rocks colored, so those are drying, I did this one ahead of time, then you're going to want to do a mark. any sort of mark will do. You can draw your name. You could make an animal. I'm going to do a canoe. So I've been talking about canoeing. I talked about it this morning too. I really can't wait till we can take people out in canoes again. So I'm doing a birch bark canoe. So it doesn't have to be an elaborate decoration, just a little something so that you know this is the marked side of the rock and this is the unmarked side of the rock. You can see others I've done. We did a tree. That's a deciduous tree, a conifer. This one's a fish. You can tell this game has been played a lot because these are pretty worn and dirty. And a little deer. Okay? Or these I decorated with just my little Ranger Russ logo. So, just as long as you have 4 of them, you don't have to draw. You can play the game with just white rocks, but I like to decorate the rocks on one side. So once you have your rocks, you're actually ready to play the game. So I'm going to take these that I've made ahead of time. Okay, so we've got 4 rocks, and I have this little card. We'll put up the directions for the game. I know it's reversed for you because of the cameras flipped around. But if you get all of your rocks are identical, these are the unmarked ones. The circles are unmarked, and the ones with the X are marked. If you get 4 of the same, you get 5 points. If you get 1 the same and 3 different, you get 1 point. And if you get 2 and 2, you actually lose your turn. You don't get any points. It goes to the next person. So here's how you do the game. I'm going to play to, we're going to play to 11. Should be easy to get to 11. 2 and 2 means it's the next person's turn. So my right hand got no points. Left hand, 2 and 2. Maybe it is going to take a long time. 2 and 2. You can see 2 and 2 happens the most often. There we go. 3 and 1 means you get 1 point. So left hand has 1 point. 2 points. Maybe playing to 11 is extreme. Yep. Now, here's the thing. You have to remember your score. So left hand has 2 points. If you forget, you go back to 0 and you have to start over again. So 1 point. So it's 1 to 2, and the 2 to 2, 3 to 2, and it goes to the other team. If I happened, and it's not happening, if I landed all 4 the same, you get 5 points. Now, I've seen people get 21 points in one turn without losing. So, it's a very simple game. Easy to play, easy to make. We'll put this up on the website so you know how to score the game. But you pick your number to go to. You could go to a high number like 21. You go to a low number like 11. You could get really challenging and play to 50. I've had scout groups play to 50, and that takes quite a while. You can do lots of different decorations. Let's see if these are... you can do something as simple as just a triangle or a square. You can make, like I did, the trees. That kind of looks like a tree, so let's just do this. There we go, a pine tree, Christmas tree, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so again, I'm not sure which tribe played this game, but if it's like most of the games, there were many tribes that did it, and they probably had different variations of it. So the tribes might have done it a little bit different from tribe to tribe, but typically with the Native American games, the games were very similar in a region. So all the games in New England, over in New York and Pennsylvania, they would have similarities. And if you traveled from one place, to another, you would very quickly be able to pick up the differences between the way they play it and the way you had learned it. So, I hope everyone enjoyed learning how to make this game. Again, this is a shorter version of the program, very simple version. I want to remind everybody that if you go to our website, you can see connections with other nature centers, other Connecticut environmental centers. And I know that the Great Backyard Pursuit has a very special program this weekend. So you should check out Great Backyard Pursuit. You can link to it on our website, meggspointnaturecenter.org, or you can go to the Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection's main page and look up. It's probably with the Great Park Pursuit programs, but there are lots of cool activities there. Dinosaur State Park is putting up videos, and I know that Goodwin Conservation Center had Learning Tree and other programs, and Kellogg Environmental Center has lectures. So there's lots of things, lots of different ways that you can continue your online learning. We're going to keep doing these programs until I'm able to open the Nature Center. And don't worry, if the Nature Center opens, I'm not going to stop these programs completely. We'll probably scale it back a little bit, but I definitely want to continue this. This is a great way that we can reach out to the public, and I hope that you're all enjoying it. If you would like to see a special program, I'm traveling to other parks. If you have a favorite park that you'd like to see a visit to, or if there's a program that we've done at the Nature Center, or just a group of animals or an animal that you might want to learn more about, you can send us a message. You can do it through Facebook or the Contact Us part on our website. So again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and I'm just going to play the game here a little bit until we end. If anyone has any questions, you can put them up now. So let's see. We ended, I think, at 2 and 2. So there's 3 and 2, 4 and 2. See if we can get to 11. 5 and 2. There's only 2 ways to score. Up, 2 and 2. So you're either scoring 1 point or 5 points. And if you get 2 and 2, then it goes to the other person. Now, see, I lost track of the score. There's a 5. All right. I don't think I'm going to win this game. It's pretty sad when you play a game by yourself and you can't win. All right. I hope you all get the concept. Again, if you get all the marked ones up, that's 5 points. If you get all the unmarked ones, it's 5 points. If you get 3 marked and 1 unmarked, that's 1 point. And if you get 3 unmarked and 1 marked, that's 1 point. If you get 2 and 2, then it's the next person's turn. You can go in a circle. You do have to remember your own score. If you forget, you start from 0 and you play to a number like 21. I usually play to an odd number. I'm not sure why. But it is a fun game. It's actually similar to a game called the basket game. But there's a bit more to that game. All right, I hope everyone enjoyed this. Again, you can see all of our past programs on the Virtual Learning Center at meggspointnaturecenter.org, or you can go to the Meggs Point Nature Center YouTube channel, and please subscribe, like and follow us on Facebook, and that way your friends will know that you're enjoying this, and hopefully they'll enjoy it as well. So I will see you all next Tuesday at 11 o'clock, so Tuesday to Friday next week at 11 and 2 each day. Thank you very much for tuning in.